Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's video is on how to write an argumentative essay that scores high in your English exams. This is West African Senior School Certificate Examination English Preparatory Lesson. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. On this channel, we discuss very important topics that will help our viewers and subscribers not only to score high in their English exams, but much more importantly, to gain proficiency in the use of English. We also upload videos on content creation, digital marketing, and ideas and techniques on how to start your own online business and create multiple streams of income for yourself. You will find a button below, a red button tagged subscribe. Click on that button and you will be subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon as well. You will also find it below. Once you click on the bell icon, you will activate the notification system, and that means that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified instantly. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Now let's quickly look at the 3-point agenda for this episode: why, what, and how. Number 1, why is argumentative essay writing important? 2, what is argumentative essay writing all about? And 3, how to write an argumentative essay in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination English. Now, you need to understand that argumentative essay questions in the WAEC exam usually occur in section A of the English language theory questions. So if you are going to sit any of the school certificate examinations, whether it is West African Senior School Certificate Examination or National Examinations Council or any other equivalent exam, of course, you will expect a question on argumentative essay writing. So it is important you learn how to write an argumentative essay. Now let's begin to look at these points in our agenda. Number 1, why is argumentative essay writing in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination English important? Why is it important? Of course, in this exam, essay writing alone carries 50 marks. So if you learn how to write an argumentative essay, of course, you will increase your chances of scoring maximum marks out of these 50. And that will boost your overall performance in your English exam. Now, apart from being a regular feature in most English exams, such as WAEC, NECO, NABTEB, and others, argumentative essay writing is a skill that helps you to develop some critical thinking skills that are of central importance to personal development and career success. This is actually true, all right? The first one is the ability to think on your feet. Number 2, the ability to articulate your thoughts clearly. 3, presentation skills. When you learn how to write an argumentative essay, you learn how to present your ideas to other people. Number 4, focusing attention on reasons instead of abuses. When you learn how to write an argumentative essay, or you learn the skill for writing argumentative essays, one thing you will learn is to focus on reasons instead of abuses. And this actually is very, very important, even in character development, because most people fail in life because they they do not focus their attention on reasons. They just resort to abuses. They resort to violence. They resort to crisis. And so on and so forth. Number 5, emotional intelligence, knowing how to marshal your points, knowing how to present your arguments will actually increase your emotional balance, will make you emotionally balanced because in argumentation, you learn how to appreciate other people's arguments and how to demolish other people's arguments without necessarily dissipating your energy or allowing other people's arguments to get on your nerves. You will be able to listen to other people's arguments or criticisms and respond to them in a very emotionally balanced manner, all right, without losing your head. Then another thing you learn when you learn how to write an argumentative essay is conflict resolution. Because when you are able to focus on reason and let your opponent see your reasons, then of course you'll be able to resolve conflict. All right. Then the seventh point is broadening your horizon. Now, what argumentative essay writing does is that it enables you to research into other possibilities. It broadens your mind. It enables you to begin to look at different possibilities, not being narrow-minded, all right? So you look at both sides and you look at all sides of every topic and you find out, the best angle from which to approach a project or solving a problem. So, you learn to think critically and you learn to broaden your horizon. All right. Now, having said this, let's proceed to the second point. What is argumentative essay writing all about? Now, it is all about, a, a piece of writing or a kind of writing in which you present your reasons or arguments on a given topic to make the audience accept your opinion as a correct option. I've uploaded a video on how to write a debate, and that is similar to this. All right. What this video is doing is uh, to create awareness about argumentative essay writing. But you can see that there is a clear relationship or resemblance between, argumentative essay writing and debate writing. So there are always two sides to every argument, just as you find in a debate. All right. So that is exactly what it is. Now, in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination or National Examinations Council SSCE or NABTEB SSCE English exams, a candidate is required to present his or her arguments in form of a speech. For example, we look at the West African Senior School Certificate Examination of June 2018. And it is question 4, and it reads, you are the main speaker in a debate on the topic, children of literate parents perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. Write your arguments for or against the motion. So you look at it you see exactly, what this is really all about. So you are usually asked to present your arguments for or against a given topic. Here you are given a topic. The topic is, children of literate parents perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. So you have two sides. One side is those who are in support of this motion, who say yes, that this statement is true. And then the other side is those who oppose this motion, who say no, it is not true. Children of literate parents do not always perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. So, and they have their reasons, all right? So that is exactly what it is. Okay? Now, the third point in our agenda is how to write an argumentative essay in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination English, or Wassce English exam. Now let's examine the 5 key steps to take. All right. Step number 1, plan your essay in line with the unique features of argumentative essays. Argumentative essays have certain unique features. And so when you plan your essay writing, you plan your essay writing, your argumentative essay writing, in line with these unique features. So let's look at the unique features of argumentative essay. All right. So we are going to examine this. Now, features of argumentative essay writing. Number 1, you have to begin with a title or the heading. And in most cases, we are already given a topic, so you write it out as the heading or the title. What we follow will be the opening greetings. In this case, you present your argumentative essay according to the question. We saw a question that asked us to write a speech. So let's look at it. You are the main speaker in a debate on the topic, children of literate parents perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. Write your arguments for or against the motion. So in this case, you are the main speaker in a debate. So this idea of, being a main speaker in a debate. So you are addressing an audience, and this is where you come with your greetings. You don't just start addressing an audience without coming up with a form of greeting. So usually in a debate, you have a chairman, you have a panel of judges, you have a timekeeper, then you have the audience. All right, so you acknowledge these persons or these classes of people in your audience. So you begin by saying, Mr. Chairman, all right, or good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen, just something like that. So once you have greeted your audience accordingly, then the next thing will be the introduction. And how do you introduce it? The introduction is the first paragraph. And so your introduction must contain one important point, and that is stating your stand in the argument. Are you in support of the topic, or are you going to argue against the topic? So after you have greeted, then you say, I stand to support the motion if you are supporting, or I am here to oppose the motion, which states then you mention the motion, all right, or the topic, all right. So that is your introduction. And of course, within your introduction, I will show you how in writing your first paragraph, you enrich your first paragraph with using a journalistic style of writing, which we call the inverted pyramid. I will explain this to you as we proceed. Now, number 4 point is the body of the speech, and the body of your speech is made up of, at least 3 paragraphs, because in WAEC and other exams, you are required to write at least 3 points. If you are giving reasons, you are usually asked to give at least 3 reasons, and so on and so forth. So let's assume you are coming with 3 points here. Now, these 3 points will be in paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. And then you can use paragraph 5 just for demolishing the opponent's points, because one thing that enables you to really win an argument or a debate is your ability not only to present your own points, but also to nullify or demolish the opponents already the points already presented by your opponents. We call it demolition. You demolish these points, you acknowledge the point they have raised, and then you find a reason to nullify it and say that it is inconsequential or it is untenable. All right. So then the last paragraph will be for conclusion. This is where you summarize, you give a summary of your points, you restate your thesis or your viewpoint, and then you thank your audience. So these are the features. Then step number 2 is write the topic of your essay. Of course, you have to write the topic. Of course, we have seen that that's the starting point in the features that we analyze. So when you start, you begin to actually write your essay, the first thing you write is the topic or the heading or the title. So in various English exams, you're already given a topic which forms the title of your essay. For example, as we earlier saw, the question from 2018 Wassce, which is June 2018. You are the main speaker in a debate on the topic, children of literate parents perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. Write your arguments for or against the motion. So in this case, you write your title or your topic in any of these ways. You can use capital letters, as you can see here. Children of literate parents perform better in school than those of illiterate parents. You write everything in capital letters. This is the method I call the total capitalization method. I always advise my students to use this method, because when you use it, you are not likely to lose marks, because you are not likely to make mistakes. Now, the second option requires observing certain rules, because here you are writing a mixture of capital letters and small letters. And the rule is that the first word in the title must be capitalized, whether it is a keyword or a lesser word. But here it is a keyword. Now, English words are classified into 2, what we call content words and what we call function or grammatical words. Content words are those words that belong to the major parts of speech, such as noun, verb, adverb, adjective. Those are the main words. Then those words need to be capitalized. And then you also look at, of course, the function words such as prepositions, conjunctions, auxiliaries, and so on and so forth, articles. These words are not capitalized in a title. So you can see them here. Children here is capitalized. That's the first word, and also is a noun. Then of is a preposition. It belongs to the function word, so it's not capitalized. Literate is capitalized, is an adjective. Parents is a noun, so it's capitalized. Perform is a verb, is capitalized. Better is an adjective, is capitalized, which means it begins with a capital letter. In is a preposition, so it's not capitalized. School is a noun, is capitalized. Than is simply, you know, it belongs to the lesser word, so it's not capitalized. Those is actually a what we call a demonstrative, a demonstrative, and in most cases it is capitalized. All right. Then of is a preposition, so it's not capitalized, and illiterate is an adjective, capitalized. Parents is a noun, capitalized. So when you use this method, you underline the title. So you can see that when you use capital letters for all the words, you don't underline. But when you use a mixture of capital and small letters, you underline. That's the rule for presenting your topic or the title. Step number 2, write your introduction, which is paragraph 1. How do you do that? You use the inverted pyramid style of writing by ensuring that your first paragraph contains the key points of your article. Now, there are 5 essential ingredients that should be contained in a good introductory paragraph. The first is what we call the hook. The second is the background information. The third one is the thesis. And the fourth one is enumeration, while the fifth one is the intro. All right. So you can look at this inverted pyramid here. Most important information comes first, then important information, less important, optional, least important information. Now, this is the style that journalists use in writing their news stories, because when you write in this way, then you increase the chances of people, wanting to read more, because you have really given them a big picture of what this article is about right in the first paragraph. But why I want my students to adopt this style of writing is what happens when your scripts are being marked in these external exams. Those who mark your scripts are professionals who do that in order to make money. They earn money according to the number of scripts they mark. So they are not going to, they won't like to read every detail of your essay or article. So most of them will want you to convince them in the first paragraph. When you begin, when they read your first paragraph, they should be able to make up their mind. They may decide to read maybe just one sentence of every other paragraph, then they can read the concluding paragraph, and they make up their mind to award marks to you, depending on the impression you have made upon them. So if you write your first paragraph and make it very rich by incorporating all these ingredients there, of course, you will win maximum marks. All right. Now, the hook, of course, let me explain this a little bit. A hook is basically an attention-grabbing statement. All right, that is a hook. So when you talk of a hook, you are talking of an attention-grabbing statement. The first sentence in your article or in your essay is the hook. So when you begin even your argumentative essay, it is important you begin with a hook, something that will grab the attention of your audience and will get them more interested in what you have to say. So you begin with a hook, something that is, that will grab their attention, but it has to be relevant to the topic, something that is, that is axiomatic, something that is incontrovertible, a statement. It could be a quotation, it could be a rhetorical question, something that actually provokes that is thought-provoking, so to say. All right. Then after your hook, you give background information. All right. You give background information to the subject, because you are handling a topic, and you have to say some important things that lay the foundation for the opinion or the viewpoint you want to express. Then the next thing is the thesis. For an argumentative essay, of course, your thesis will have to be your central argument. What you want, what you are really saying. What you are really saying. For example, you are arguing in support of the fact that in support of the topic that children of literate parents perform better than children of illiterate parents. All right. So in this case, you are going to come up with your thesis statement, a statement that really shows that you are in support of this particular argument, and then gives a particular angle, to that particular argument. Your thesis narrows the topic to a manageable angle. So that is your thesis. And then you can come up with an enumeration. Normally, when you before you write an essay, it's important you create your outline, which means you jot down the points that you are going to use in writing your essay. And having jotted down the points, you enumerate them in a sentence, all right, within the first paragraph. That is what we call enumeration. Then the intro is simply your, how you usher the reader or the audience from the first paragraph to your next paragraph. You just use that to announce to them that you are done with the first paragraph, and that they should look forward to your discussion of these points one by one in the subsequent paragraph, something like that. So both the enumeration and the intro sometimes are optional, and the background information, together with the hook and the thesis. Of course, it depends on what you choose to write. What I'm saying is that there are no hard and fast rules as to, the fact that all these points or all these essential ingredients must be there. All right, but it is important you incorporate them. Now, having said that, let's now move a step further and look at the next step that we need to take in this important essay writing. And that is step 3, write the body of your argumentative essay. Now, the body of your argumentative essay is where you present your arguments. This is the place where you discuss in details the points you have already enumerated. So you need to organize the body of your article into, your essay this time, not actually article, but we are talking of your essay, which incidentally is a speech in this case, because you are the main speaker in a debate. So you are writing a speech, not really an article. So in this case, you discuss point 1 in paragraph 2, you discuss point 2 in paragraph 3, you discuss point 3 in paragraph 4. Now, the idea of discussing one point in each paragraph is that you want to write professionally. Now, the principle of paragraphing presupposes that a paragraph should contain one main idea. You don't need to beat about the bush or to bite more than you can chew. You pick one main point and discuss it in one paragraph. Then you go to another paragraph, you pick a new point and discuss it there, so that your argument will be coherent and convincing. Now, step number 4, write your conclusion. So in this case, you conclude, all right? At this point, you summarize, and your conclusion is in the last paragraph, where you bring your essay to an end, whether it is an article or an essay or a speech, all right? So you bring all your points together. You bring them to an end by summarizing your key points, re-emphasizing your thesis. Then you make a call to action if it is an article. But then in an argument, you actually, yes, your call to action is to ask your audience to actually accept your opinion as the valid option and ignore the argument of your opponents. Of course, that is what it is, because you are also asking the panel of judges to actually consider your own argument as the valid option and make you a winner of that competition. So, but your last statement or your closing remark should leave a lasting impression. All right, there are different methods of closing which you can explore and exploit in concluding your argument. Now, in most cases, I must add that emphasis is the key when it comes to argumentation. In presenting your arguments, you take the position of a lawyer in a court of law. Now, let's assume you are a lawyer and you are defending your client who is an accused person, and the life of that accused person depends on the power of your arguments. Otherwise, your client might be sentenced to life imprisonment or even sentenced to death by hanging if it is such a heinous crime. And so your argument will either save your client or give room for your client to be actually killed or sentenced to life imprisonment. So in this case, you are going to emphasize every point you make, because you want to persuade the judge that your client must be discharged and acquitted. So that's how serious it is when it comes to presenting your arguments. You don't come with weak statements that I think or I do this. No. You must be emphatic. You must be emphatic. You must emphasize the point you are making. For example, you have to always, when demolishing the points of your argument, then you say that this is unacceptable or this is absolutely untenable, or you say it is unthinkable for my opponent, or it is absolutely wrong, or it is incorrect for my opponent to say that this is the case. On the contrary, this is not the case. Then you come with your own argument and you say this is the absolute truth, and you say the other one is false, And when you are concluding, you do not say, I think I have been able to convince you. No, you will end on a very, very emphatic and optimistic note. You will end by saying that I am sure, I strongly believe that I have been able to convince you beyond every reasonable doubt that you state the topic, then of course such emphasis is required in presenting your arguments, because here you are dealing with persuasion. If you are vying for an office, a political office, and you are addressing a political rally, or you are in a presidential debate, of course you know that the position you are vying for is already the line. You either win or lose. So you don't come with some weak points, you emphasize every point you make. So, and this is really how to present your argument. Now, step number 5, or point number 5, is the use of transition words and phrases. There are certain transition words that you can use to show the relationship between paragraphs. You use them to connect your ideas together and make it easier for your readers or audience to understand your line of thoughts. I do not advise my students to use some cliches or archaic phrases such as firstly, secondly. No. Well, you can start with something like to start with, all right? Or you can say first of all, or you can say to, in the first place. You just start with, a transition word or phrase that will actually make it clear to your audience that you are beginning a new line of thought, all right? Some of the transition words in English, if you want to show emphasis, you can use words like undoubtedly, unquestionably, obviously, particularly, in particular, especially, clearly, importantly, absolutely, definitely, without a doubt, indeed. All right? These are transition words that you can use. Then it should be noted, these are transition words that can be used. Then, if you are adding a point, you can come up with along with, apart from this, moreover, furthermore, also, too, as well as that, besides, in addition, not only, but also, in addition to this, additionally, all right? Or an additional, all right? You can say, in addition to this, all right? So what if you are showing contrast, all right? You are saying something opposite to what you have earlier said, then you can say unlike, nevertheless, on the other hand, nonetheless, despite, in spite of, in contrast to, contrary to, whereas, alternatively, conversely, even so, differing from. So there are some phrases that will enable you to contrast a new idea from the previous one. Then to show order, you can use following at this time, previously, firstly, or first, second, secondly, thirdly, finally, subsequently, above all, before, last but not the least, first and foremost. Of course, these are transition words that will enable you to show order. So all these transition words are equally important, and you can use any of them in appropriate situations. So that is exactly what I want us to see. Then the other stage in this argumentative essay writing is to ensure that you cross-check your work. You make sure you correct any errors in your answers, such as grammatical errors, spelling errors, punctuation errors, errors of capitalization, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you make sure you correct those errors so that you don't lose marks under mechanical accuracy. Now, this is where we draw the curtain in today's episode, in today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, like the video and share it with your friends and relations. If you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and click also on the notification bell so that when next a new video goes live on this channel, you will be instantly notified. If you have any questions or suggestions or any comments whatsoever, please leave them in the comment section below. I implore you to check the description section. You will find a myriad of related videos and other videos that you might find interesting or useful, and then you watch them freely. And of course, you will not regret doing so because we provide value on this channel. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for being part of today's episode. And I want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers and viewers for having given your massive support to this channel. Just recently, we got this channel monetized, and it was so easy, to gain the approval from YouTube and from Google, because this channel really does things right, and it's actually paid off when we applied for monetization. You will find a video that I uploaded on this channel that explains how I applied for monetization on YouTube and got approval within 26 hours. All right, so you will find that video interesting, and in that video you will also learn how to apply for monetization on YouTube if your own YouTube channel is getting ripe for monetization. I explained the steps, and I also shared my personal experience. I discussed the process that I used in applying for approval, and how I got the approval within 26 hours, and of course it will be useful to any of you out there who might be interested in creating your YouTube channel, or who has already created their YouTube channel and are looking forward to a time for applying for monetization. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye for now, and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you